And we are live. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Canadian Guy here, and we are back with a bit of a different stream. Well, not really different because it would have to be a different game, but we are playing Spyro 1. I know we've played Spyro 1 how many times now, but there was a specific request from a specific fan who's having a birthday either today or tomorrow or the next day. They've been a long-time supporter, a long-time fan. I figured, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's stream Spyro 1 for them. And shout out to everybody who's here today. Thank you so much. And I see Rebecca, who is back in chat. Long time no see. But also I see a Nationverse. I see, of course, Newt. I see a Flandy Man, Dark Shadows. Mr. Benedorm, Clumsy, hello everybody. If I missed your name, I apologize. I got Speedar, Casey Batman, the beauty of K-Bear. Again, if I missed your name, I apologize. But Speed of Dragon S, I see. All right. Now, I technically have a mod on this, but you guys aren't going to see it until we get to the end of the game. Because technically, the mod that I have is actually a fun one for Nasty Nork. And it is essentially... Hold on, shoot. Is this all messed up? Yeah, we'll go with this. We'll go with that. Why not? That's fine. There we go. Okay. Hey, Jay, how's it going? Let's go. Rescue Nestor. Thank you for releasing me, dragons. Thank you for releasing me, dragons. Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Brain fart.
Dragons in the artisan world, then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Nasty Nork? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
So, first year I've seen a new place. How was PAX this year? PAX was really good. PAX was really good this year. Really enjoyed it. Again, was able to do a panel this year, which is still I still think back to it, and I still think like, man, that was so cool. And depending on what happens this year, I might either do a Spyro 4 panel next year, or I might do a Crash Bandicoot panel. We'll see. Panel was fire, and Jay was there. Jay and her husband Evan were there. That they were awesome. There were so many people that I met there, and a few people who were like, "Yeah, I literally just came to PAX to see you," and I was just like, "Oh, no pressure." So I think my microphone is getting a little loud, so I apologize for that. I'll pull it back a little bit. I'm real. She exists. Spyro 4 news? Spyro 4 speculations. I can tell you that much. In terms of news, nothing much right now. I think that we're going to be seeing something this summer. I think that is my... If I were to be specific, I think it would be Summer Game Fest. But I'll hedge my bet that we're going to see it this summer. Whether it's the Xbox showcase, the Summer Game Fest showcase, or at the latest Gamescom, I think it's going to be the summer. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be, I think it's the summer. I genuinely do. Unless, of course, massive plans come along and change things. But I don't I don't think so. I think they're too far into development now to turn around and be like, oh, it's canned. You know, I mean, crazy things have happened. Ubisoft did, you know, do a giant shutdown over nothing. So, hey.
Hey, Spyro, press the jump button twice.
This Spyro announcement has been dragging for a while now. Yeah, it has. It's kind of been a matter of
plummeting into prehistoric glaciers.
Oh, that.
Oh, this is the mod Spyro. His eyes are messed up. I just realized that. I didn't realize until now. Because I have a skin right now that's on, but it is busted. Let me see if it works. We'll see if it works now, but I believe it's busted. Yeah, the skin is busted. Because now you can see his eyes. He's blinking. He's looking around. But the skin, this specific skin for Spyro is all messed up. I don't know why. I don't know if I messed, if I messed something. I don't think I did. But yeah. You know, I mean, it's a neat, it looks neat, but it's not what I was hoping for. Having said that, let me say this, is that I do, it's been dragging on for a while. It's long in the tooth, and trust me, I'll be the first one to admit that it has been long in the tooth, and it is tiresome. And trust me, there's no one that wants to see this game announced more than I do. If you know, not to be that guy, but you know, if there was if there was a top 10 list of people who want to see this game come out, I'm at least in the top 10. I'll go there. I'll concede to that. You know, I have the most videos talking about Spyro 4 in all of YouTube.
I'll torch him.
Keep your horns on, Spyro.
You have much to learn first. Do you know what the dragonfly following you is doing? His name is Sparks, and he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
I actually have it took me a little bit this week. This week was definitely a rough week for creating content. It was rough. I just sat there at the computer for 2 days and was like, what am I gonna do? Like, what am I gonna do, man? What am I gonna do? And I just sat there and I was just trying to figure out and solve what am I going to talk about, and I was stumped. I was stumped, and I could not figure it out almost all week. It literally took, I figured out what I wanted to do Wednesday. I was like, okay, I got it figured out. This is what I'm going to do. And I finished the script today. It's a longer script. It's a longer video. And it's actually not even a original Spyro 4 video or you know, the trilogy Spyro. It's actually a Legend of Spyro video. I'm doing a Legend of Spyro video, and it's actually focused on Malifor. It's a whole video focused on Malifor, and then I do have a Spyro speculation fun video, which is just going to be called should these characters return to Spyro 4, and I'm going to be going through all the side characters from all the games and basically being like, you know, I'm gonna do it like a ranking, or I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna talk and explain, oh, this character should be here, should be in Spyro 4. This character should only be in Spyro 4 if they adjust this, or blah 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 blah. But I do want to do a Malifor video.
When you want to zoom in and look around.
And
Oh, your secret's safe with me.
it's kind of talking about, and I don't want to spoil it, because how do I say this? Recently, I have been, I know it's going to sound like it's a side tangent, but it's not. Recently, I have been writing a video. I've been doing a lot of writing. I am currently have about 146 pages on my manuscript for a story that I'm writing. And that translates to about 116 pages. Do you think we'll get the Spyro 4 announcement soon? Yes, I do. I think we are on we are on the precipice. We are right there. I think that we are right there, and I think that's part of the reason why I'm stuck and stumped. I'm stuck and stumped because I'm genuinely like, don't worry, Marine, you don't have to be sorry for being late. You can show up, stay as long as you like, you know, show up when you like. There's no gun being held to your head. But as I was saying, I think that's part of the reason why I'm sitting here and I'm kind of just stumped, because it was like, man, I do, you know, until like if leaks happen, which are possible, leaks are you know, entirely possible. If leaks happen, or if, you know, someone makes a report, we're kind of getting to the event horizon on this. I think that we are getting to the point where we are like, we're getting there. We're getting to the point where I'm like, I don't want to make too many Spyro 4 speculative videos now, because we're right there, right? We are quite literally, I do genuinely believe we're on the precipice, right? It's exciting. I'm excited, but again, I'm kind of stuck. I'm kind of stuck right now.
Oh, it's you. I wasn't sure if you'd escaped those annoying little creatures. Of course, they wouldn't bother me, but
here's a hint.
Their metal armor is fireproof, but a charge attack will take care of them.
And again, sorry for also missing yesterday's stream. There was a big old family event day at the kids' after-school program, and we went and we had, you know, we brought the kids and blah blah blah. And afterwards, I was like, I am way too tired. So, but I do think that we're on the precipice. I think we're right there. I think that we are. And because we're right there, I'm kind of stuck in the in-between right now, because I still think it's still a little too early to start really cranking the hype about it. But it's also too late to be able to do another, hey, Spyro 4 exists and here's why video, because I feel like we're right there. We are right there. And anything that comes out in terms of proving that a game exists in the first place would have to be quite significant. Like, I found some more job applications, and yeah, some job stuff that is really positive and, you know, really good, but nothing that's a standout. Nothing that's like, yeah, it's like, oh yeah, these are good. There's nothing wrong with these things that I found. But there's nothing that's proving more, if that makes sense. Nothing is proving it more than it was before. It's kind of like, you know, oh, you know, it's, you know, to me, I'm already pretty reinforced that Spyro is going to be released very soon. I don't need another video that, you know, is relatively small fries in terms of information. Hey Caroline, how's it going? I don't need to make another one, because I think we're right there, in my opinion. I think we're right there. I think we're going to be having quite a heated summer. I'm looking forward to it, and I am, of course, nervous. Of course I'm nervous, because, you know,
When you free a dragon,
you have to realize I haven't done Spyro news when stuff drops since 2018, right? Where, you know, it'd be like, oh yeah, new content came out, and it's like new video out either the same day or the next day, right? And that's, I haven't done that. I haven't done that for Spyro in a long time. For Crash, I did it. But for Spyro, I haven't. I have, you know, I'm rusty when it comes to that. I'm rusty to you. So you're going to be starting to see the return of the more running gun videos, where it's just, you know, literally, hey, there's no picture of my face. It's just me reporting the news with B-roll of Spyro. Here's the news. Here's the stuff. And that's it, right? And then the in-between content being, you know, all the speculative content and all that, you know, building up. It's just, it's been a long time since I've done it, and I'm worried.
It'll take you back to the artisan home. But first, let me tell you a story.
Also,
No, thanks. See ya.
we can treat this kind of like a pseudo Spyro Yap sesh. So if you guys want to ask me questions about Spyro 4, and my thoughts about things, go right ahead, or something else, that's okay too. I think that, to reiterate, I think it's going to be this year. I do. I genuinely do. If it is not this year, I am going to throw up. I will be, you know, I will be like, okay, now I'm tired. I have been very positive. I have been very much like, yes, it's happening, because I've always believed that it was going to happen, at the bare minimum that it was going to happen, and that it was happening. And now, when I got the report back in 2024, I was like, okay, I'm taking this as like a promissory note that within the next 2-3 years we're going to see this, right? And I've been holding on to that. I've been holding on very tightly to that. And anyone will know, right? You just got to take a look at my history. Go look at my video history and you'll see I'm holding on tight. And I'm not letting go. And, you know I've lost friends, I've lost subscribers, I've lost support, I've lost a lot of things because of it. And you know what? That's fine. I'm holding on because I believe it. It was getting that leaked information out and everything back in 2024 was a blessing in a curse that overall I think was a benefit, because when you release a video like that,
Spyro, my friend.
you can't be constantly be following up videos over and over and over and over and over and over again trying to prove its existence.
And try pressing the action button to
So
drop
you
down mid-flight.
kind of just, so you're kind of, but also too, if it was like, okay, I'm going crazy now, if that report didn't come out, I felt like I probably would have been going crazy. So how much did the pandemic set Spyro 4 back? I think it set Spyro back in turn, because there wasn't like a plan for, I don't know if there was a plan necessarily for a Spyro 4 initially, but I believe that, Toys for Bob was focused on Crash Bandicoot. And if the pandemic didn't happen, I got a feeling that more things would still be in development, other things, and we may have already had gotten Spyro 4 by this point if the pandemic wasn't a thing. Because, Toys for Bob takes about 2 years to be able to make a game. This will be the longest, or close to the longest at the very least, for it being 3 years. But that's typically how Toys for Bob moves. And I would love if they would do a trilogy. That would be fantastic. I would be thrilled if they turn around and said, yeah, we're going to do a trilogy, and we're going to do a game every 2 years and finish off that trilogy. I mean, I would be ecstatic. I would be ecstatic, which would mean that we would get the game this year, then we would get the game again in 2028, and then we'd finish the Spyro 3 of this new trilogy would be done by 2030, right? And I think that would be so cool. That would be so awesome. But that also depends. Does Toys for Bob want to work on a new Spyro trilogy? Do they, are they just wanting to do one and done and that's it, right? I also know Life and Platinum all 3 games. Yeah, I kind of did too. Spyro Forever Ignited. It's okay. I don't think that they're going to be touching the ignited concept again. I don't think. Let me adjust my microphone a little bit because it seems to be constantly going to like. So I started blasting. I don't want to be blasting people's ears. Hopefully that's a little bit better. We will get Spyro 4. I think it's this year. I think it's going to be this year. But I think it's going to be announced this year, but I don't know about the release. I think the release will be this year as well. I'm not sure.
Cool, Flash. Do that again.
The Artisan's boss is through a portal behind me. You can challenge him now, if you feel you are ready.
And I really want Spyro to perform well, because if Spyro 4 performs very well commercially and all that stuff, it's going to have Xbox turn around and be like, yo, we got to do more of this, or hey, we got to get back to this. Oh yeah, so I forgot. I also have a mod in here. Shout out to Infinite Extremer. Let's see if we can get this going. We pulled the, or we, not we, I did nothing. I put it on, I did as much as install it. The passive animations for Spyro from Crash Team Rumble, we brought these in now. I keep saying we. It's been brought in now with this one mod that I have installed. We have some of the animation from the Crash Team Rumble and all that, and I thought it was really cool. I threw it on there. And it's just the passive stuff, like the taunts and stuff, and some of the unique animations from the game. And I think it's really cool. I do want as much coverage and success for Spyro as possible. Like, I want to, I want people, I want people by the end of 2026, 2027 to be like the Plankton meme, like, all right, we get it when it comes to Spyro. And then they'd be like, and another thing, Spyro now has an IDW comic. And then another thing, Spyro now has a TV show and a movie. And another thing, Spyro has gotten a mobile game, a console game, and has a re-release of the GBA titles remastered in HD for console. And another thing, and it's just like, all right. And then when everyone's like, okay, they slow down in Spyro, and then they're like, here's a new Spyro.
Welcome to Town Square, Spyro. Begin exploring by gliding to that area with the bulls. Use the right stick to get a good
Watch me a party game, Spyro Team Gliding. Like, listen, you give me my main Spyro game, I'm down for all the other stuff. Like, man, give me a Spyro mobile game, yes. A Spyro board game, sure. Give me a Spyro cereal, for goodness sakes. Like, if they released a Spyro-themed Xbox console, or I hope they release a controller. I almost hope they don't make a console, because if they make a console, I feel like compelled to buy it, and I don't want to spend the money on that. But I'd be like,
Thanks, Spyro.
I need it.
I had the worst itch on the tip of my wing.
You're like,
Did
I
you know
need
that your
it.
longest glides by pressing the jump button at the very top of your jump?
Go.
Spyro, did you see a man dressed in blue running around here?
He's a thief!
And he's stolen a dragon egg! You've got to track him down and get that egg! Run! Run! I'm getting a little winded.
Spyro for the Forgotten Realms. That they already have that. They already have the Forgotten Realms, which is the Spyro 3 where it takes place. I'm trying to think of what it would be called. I still think they're gonna drop the 4. I think they're gonna drop the 4. I don't think like we call it Spyro 4 for obvious reasons, because that's what we've called it. But I do think they're dropping the 4. I don't think it's going to be called Spyro 4. The most that you might get is something like something a little cringy, like I don't know cringy, but it's Spyro Forever, and it's spelt with like forever. Right, that would be Spyro Forever. If they did something like that, maybe Spyro Forever. But oh shoot, I got missed skill point. I was supposed to charge him. I don't think we're going to be able to ever exactly guess the name, because every single Spyro, besides of course the first one, has been related to the in-game lore. So, Ripto's Rage. Nobody would have been able to guess that title in 100 years back in the 90s, because nobody knew who Ripto was, right? So, and then we had Year of the Dragon, and Year of the Dragon maybe could have been able to guess it because it released on the Year of the Dragon, but they made it an in-lore canon thing now where there's the Year of the Dragon, which is when the dragon eggs show up. So I don't think that I don't think we're going to guess what the final name is until we see it, because it's probably going to be like, oh, if they're in the New Realms, it's going to be called the something Realms or whatever, right? I still have my Spyro 4 pitch in my brain, and I still remember, I think it's really cool, and I hope that they can do it. So to get the skins, there's a cheat to be able to change the color of Spyro, but to do mods, you have to do it on PC. You can't mod off of PC, which is unfortunate. I would like a dual sense. I would too, but we probably wouldn't get it. I want to have more abilities, to be honest. I want to emote as Spyro. What if we both had a single player game and an online game with other players? I do think that you could design a online Spyro title that would be strictly co-op. I think you could do that. And that's where I think that if you have that, Cinder would shine. But I don't know. Any information about CTR2? I've heard some stuff behind the scenes. Not officially though. We'll see. Y'all have to realize I hear a lot of things a lot of the time, and I don't share it, right? Because either it's, oh, you can't share this, or I get it, and I'm like, okay, I would like to confirm with other things first before I share this. And then other times it's, oh, well, I'm allowed to share this. I can talk about this. Okie dokie. So in terms of CTR2, I haven't seen too much of an additional development. There was something that popped up that others suggested was a development that I don't think it was. And that is, there was some job listings at Beanox looking for people that are doing like cartoon stuff. And not that it doesn't mean anything for CTR, but the fact that they've had stuff like that for a couple of years now. So it's kind of
Bring
hard.
him on. I think I smell a barbecue.
Be careful, Spyro. Toasty.
Yes, the mod, the flame is also a mod. Let me see here. Let me see what other skins we have loaded here that we can just slap on. Oh yeah, let's do Snatcher Spyro. That's a cool one. I like Snatcher Spyro. Snatcher Spyro's cool. I want to see the passive animation. Do any of the mods cost money? No, it's just more of a platform accessibility issue. You know, it's just a platform accessibility. You know, PC is a lot easier to crack than consoles. Consoles have a hard, you know, are hard coded and don't allow you to do any external scraping or tools. So, you know, to be able to do mods like that, you would typically have to get direct mod support approved by the original creators. Like Skyrim has mods that have mod support, or Baldur's Gate, right? Like there's a whole bunch of Baldur's Gate I can't miss those. I did a whole replay of Baldur's Gate because of a mod. They introduced a new class and they called Gunslinger. I love the idea of, like, you know, like these really cool gunslingers. It's one of my favorite ideas of classes is just somebody with, you know, basically, you know, Mr. Yeehaw, you know, that's one of my favorites. The next Spyro game will have a collectathon in a very colorful environment and an Arkham, and has Arkham game style of combat. That's risky. I would say less crazy and more risky, but if it works, I mean, that would be really good. Is part of the screen cut out? Yeah, it's a little cut out. I can adjust that. Give me a second. I just realized. I just talked about Aaron Ortiz. I just talked a little bit about it. I said that nothing in terms of, like, you know, nothing official as of yet. You know, I've heard things, but hearing things and getting things and confirming things are two very different things. You guys have to realize that I was hearing things for, you know, a long time about Spyro 4 that were concrete, not concrete, up, down, left, right. You know, it's just the nature of the gaming industry is that you get people that will tell you anything. You got people that will give you information that is from a secondary source, and the secondary source is wrong. When you start covering games in the way that I do and the way that others do, you start to hear things. You hear things, you know, I'm not sitting here being like, oh yeah, I know everything. No, of course not. I'm just saying that with the limited experience that even I have when it comes to this stuff, and the people that I've spoken to, it's very much just like, you hear about it. Sometimes when you hear about it, it's like, oh yeah, because it's in like a pitching phase, or the pen ink hasn't been signed yet officially, and they're currently in talks, you know, and then sometimes you hear about that, and then they go into development, and then 2 years later it gets scrapped and never spoken about, right? And that happens, right? I don't think that's the same scenario right now for Spyro. I don't believe that. But it does happen. It does happen. And right now Spyro is tied with Toys for Bob. If Toys for Bob turn around and say, yeah, we're shutting down, then yeah, Spyro's canned. Like, canned dinner, right? That's it's toast, right? So, and I think that as long as Toys for Bob stays open, it's going to be, you know, the next game is going to happen. I also got a feeling that, unfortunately, Toys for Bob learned a lot with Crash Team Rumble in terms of the hype stage for that, and I think they knew that they, you know, trailed fans long enough I think that they are maybe a little bit gun shy now, which kind of sucks because I wish they weren't so gun shy. Because they weren't with Rumble.
You ready to go?
They were not gun shy with Rumble. They were not. They were not. They were trying to keep the hope and hype alive for Rumble for as long as possible before they actually announced it. And that's a. They did that for a long time. And now, well, they've been very, very like, well, you know, comparatively quiet. They leave little breadcrumbs here and
Welcome
there,
to
but
Peacekeepers.
not
Look how
enough.
our treasure has been stolen and turned against us. Please, recover our treasure, Spyro.
Collect treasure. Got it.
Got it. Give me a second here, just so that I know. I gotta grab this, put this over to here. Thank you. I gotta pull up Streamlabs, make sure I'm all signed in there. Hey, Hannah Vincent, how's it going? They teased Rumble way too early. I don't think it was their fault. I got a feeling that there was, they were supposed to announce it much sooner, and then things went a little bit squirrely. Is that a blot? No, it's a Snatcher from A Hat in Time. Snatcher Spyro. Soul taking this out. Let's scare them. North booty. North booty. Include a Spyro skin. I do hope and think that they would include skins. I think Spyro skins would be so much fun. We already seen some of them used in Crash Team Rumble. I do think that Cloister Bob has an affinity for that, and that would be a lot of fun. I mean, remember all the skins for Crash 4? They were insane. Can you imagine all the skins that could be coming for Spyro 4? That, to me, I'm excited for. Magnus!
Hey, Spyro. Sparks the Dragonfly has been doing a good job protecting you. Make sure to keep him strong by feeding him lots of butterflies.
More skins and more playable characters. I think both. If I'm going to be completely honest, I think I'm excited for both. I'm just excited for Spyro content, man. Even if they didn't have skins, I'd be like, okay, that's fine. Just give me Spyro content, man. Just give me. I want to play as the Purple Boy in the new adventure. I'm so excited for that, and I genuinely can't wait to see it. And I also can't wait, personally, when it's announced, for me to be able to say Spyro 4 and not get people going, that's kind of my, that's where I'm at, where I'm like, I can't wait to just, people say, Spyro 4, and everyone's like, oh yeah, Spyro 4, that's super fun to talk about, let's do that. I'm like, yeah, let's do that. I mean, Banjo or Spyro? Oh, Banjo. What the last, no. Spyro fans have not dealt with the pain that Banjo fans have, unfortunately, and I think Spyro fans are dealing with envy more than a lot of other like certain fan bases. And what I mean by that is because of Crash, and because Crash has such a larger discrepancy of amount of games, and Crash and Spyro are kind of seen as sister franchises. I think Spyro fans are experiencing a lot more jealousy because of it being so close. But in terms of waiting, no, Spyro fans aren't experiencing what Banjo fans have. That's awesome that Linda Young will be at your local Comic-Con. That's cool. You know, I think that, you know, Banjo fans have come to the acceptance that, you know, at the moment, it seems that, you know, even though they want it, there's just some roadblock. And I don't even know what the roadblock is, if I'm going to be completely honest. I have...
Well done, Spyro. Keep up
I
the good
have
work,
no
and I know
clue
you'll fulfill
what the
your
roadblock
destiny.
is.
Destiny? I
I just want to kick some.
Just toast those enemies and collect the treasure.
Speaking of, where he says Destiny, I just want to kick some, and it cuts. They actually, if you look at the animated section of Spyro's file, he does finish, but he says, I want to kick some, and he says, but. There is a finished animation of him saying, but. I look forward to it. I look forward to it. And again, I almost want to make a joke video where I'm like, so guys, let's start speculating about Spyro 5. No. I know that I am going to do a one-liner like that after Spyro 4 comes out, and we talk about, you know, like we talk about some of the things after Spyro 4 is out. And, you know, one of the things I might say is, so, let's start speculating about, so, Spyro 5, anybody? And I would probably do a video that I would literally say, you know, like, you know, things to improve on for Spyro 5. Because I already did that for Crash. I did that years ago. Where it's like, hey, these are the things that I think would be improved upon for Spyro 5, right? Or for Crash 5. And I don't think anybody really complained about that, because it was just like, hey, you know, let's take these things and let's talk about it, and no one really complained about it. And so, you know, I think that I do got to make that joke of like, you know, hey, you know, let's talk about Spyro 5. Am I going to cover Spyro 5 as fervent as I did for Spyro 4? I think I've learned my lesson. I think the answer to that is no. Not unless, you know, hard evidence comes out that they're like, yes, we're making another Spyro game or whatever like that. It's gonna kind of have to be like, all right, let's be a little bit calmer on this, because, you know, like I said, I've learned lessons, I've learned things, and, you know, also too, the worst part is that there can be signs, and they're also, and then all of a sudden, you know, someone signs a check or signs a piece of paper, and suddenly that sign that you said was a sign is not a sign anymore. Because, oh, we're internally delaying it for another project, and then that gets delayed, and then everything gets delayed into infinity and beyond, right? So.
What? Huh? Oh. Thank you for releasing me, Spyro.
There's something else that there is an update of a piece of evidence that I can deconfirm. I can do that. So there was an update on the Crash and Spyro websites where it was, oh yeah, they all got their stuff updated to 2026. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it in a video or not. I don't know if I mentioned it in a video. I know some people did. And I know that some people were, you know, heavily excited about it. And I wasn't sure about it. I don't think I did. And if I did, let me know where they updated. Or I do talk about the websites, but I don't talk about the copyrighted website. The copyright was updated in 2026. That was a thing that happened across all of that. That was an automatic thing that happened across all Activision sites.
Hey, Spyro.
I was born to glide.
And I can confirm that because I found a tool that can do that. And also, too, I'm kind of getting prepared for when Spyro 4 launches. So that's why I was a little bit behind on this week's content, because I'm trying to also build templates, tools, and get things ready so that when Spyro 4 content drops, I can hit the ground running.
Incredible glide, Spyro. I thought I'd be stuck here forever with those ugly vultures standing on my head. Those birds might look tough, but they're pretty tasty. Flame broiled with a pinch of salt.
I don't mind the alternate, the way that they did that one. Because I don't think the way that they did the Reignited Dragons, it would have worked. Because the whole point was that he gets like zoned out. Like this one, he's like flame broiled with a pinch of salt. But the original, he's like flame broiled with a pinch of salt. Like he's getting distracted. Like it starts off like you know, like, oh, flame broiled with a pinch of salt, and then it abruptly cuts, right? Because it's like the game is cutting off his, you know, romanticizing of food, right? And it's funny, but because they don't do the hard cutoff here, they had to adjust it. They could have done something where it goes flame broiled with a pinch of salt. Ugh. Sorry, and then he flies away, right? Is Spyro 4 going to be announced in May? Probably not. Probably not in May. If I was... Also, I want to clarify something because somebody... I'm not going to say who because they are a friend, but they did report something incorrect. So let me make sure that my statement is clear because I felt like that I was misquoted a little bit. So let me be clear about something. What I found out at PAX is that there was a company while I was at PAX that will be releasing content for Spyro in May and then releasing content for Crash in July, and nothing is being announced in June. Now, I was quoted that Crash was not allowed to announce anything in June. That is not... If I said that, I don't think I did, but if I did say that, I apologize. Let me be clear. I just stated that a company that I had spoken to, is releasing content in May, and there's content releasing in July, but not in June. Let me make my statements clear about that. And I'm not saying what or whom, but I'm stating that. So I want to make sure that the transparency is clear. That no, I did not say that Crash was not allowed to announce anything in June in terms of merch. I did not state that, and if I did, I apologize, and I'm retracting that statement because I don't know, maybe if I misworded it. I didn't play it back. I didn't play back what I said in the stream, but I heard someone reporting that it that way, and I was like, no, that's not what I meant.
Is that you, Spyro?
I don't think I did say that, but just to make sure that it's clear.
Ever since you were a wee puff of smoke, we've known...
You've known...
I forget.
Yeah, there's been a lot of things happening all at once, and it's been very, very overwhelming for me on the back end here. I still got to do taxes. That's something I'm not looking forward to. I got a partnership that is big that I need to get done for June, which, funny enough, is going to be happening a few days after June, which is why after where I think Spyro's going to get announced, where Spyro's going to get announced, I think, if I were to gamble, June 5th. And then a few days later, I have a partnership with this company, and I'm super excited to be working with them, but it's going to require a lot of work. So I'm worried that it bleeds into Spyro, so I got to get all that done. There's a lot. No. So no more. No. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. Let me make, that's not what I'm saying, Magic Crafts. Let me make it clear. I'm saying that there was a company that I spoke with who will be releasing some Spyro merch in May, and they also are releasing Crash merch in July, and that there is no Crash or Spyro merch being released in June. That's what I'm saying. From this specific company. Another company might be releasing stuff in June, July, or May. I'm talking strictly merchandise. I'm not talking about games. I'm talking about more, and I'm talking about one specific company. And there are potentially dozens and dozens of companies wanting to get this license. Right? That's what I'm saying. Not, you know, and what I'm saying is that it's certainly odd that there is this odd, and I call it a landing strip in June, and, you know, and then Crash, and, you know, for this specific company, releases in July. So my thoughts are, hey, it's possible, it is very possible, that the reason why that specific company is not releasing, or releasing in May, is to, you know, like, preemptively call out for when Spyro comes out. And the reason why the Crash stuff is coming in July is because they don't want the Crash stuff to step over top of the Spyro stuff, right? That's what I'm stating. I hope that, do you know everything about this game? I mean, I know quite a bit. You know, I don't know any, you know, code and stuff, but, you know, I know that, you know, I know a lot of its quirks. Why did I charge in the box of fireworks? Because fun? Oh. It's not like I'm going to run out of lives anytime soon. I don't think the chat, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't think the chat has seen a game over screen on my thing for Spyro Reignited in who knows how long. What's your fastest speedrun of Spyro? So I don't speedrun. I don't speedrun because I have a problem. I have a problem, and I think it was on display actually on the last Jack and Daxter stream. If I, for example, get close to a record, I start getting obsessive about it, and I won't stop streaming until I get it. And that I noticed that happened with me with Crash Team Racing. So when we were doing the time trials, and there was one point where it was supposed to be a 4-hour stream, and it turned into like a 7-hour stream because I simply refused to end the stream because I was so close to getting it done. And so for example, if I do, let's say I do a time trial, and I finish it, and it's like, hey, you're 6 seconds off. I'm like, okay, it's only 6 seconds. Let me try again. And then, you know, try again. I keep trying until I get it, right? If I do a time trial, it's like, yeah, you're, you know, 38 seconds off. I'm like, okay, nah, that's a long time. You know, that's outside of my purview. I think I can, you know, I can let that rest. But if I'm doing like a time trial and it's like, hey, you're 3 seconds off, oh man, it's like, okay, I try again, and it's like, oh, you know, you're 4 seconds off, 3 seconds off, 2.5 seconds, 3 seconds. my butt is now glued to that chair, and I am not moving until I get it done. And it's a problem because, you know, I have a hard time with walking away. I have a hard time with walking away when I'm that close to getting it. I have such a hard time. Is remaking Jak and Daxter and Banjo-Kazooie? I don't know where you heard that. Banjo-Kazooie, strong maybe. Jak and Daxter, I didn't hear anything about Jak and Daxter.
With your horns, that should do the trick.
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, sure, that, you know, the golden treasure chest, I mean, sure, but I mean, it's kind of, it's an alright idea. It's fine. I wouldn't say it's a bad idea. I think that it's we're thinking a little inside the box, and, you know, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but I think that having a bit more than just like, oh, and when the, you know, after flame instead of charging at them, it's kind of like, well, I mean, then they might as well just not have any armor, right? But there could be something interesting that you could do. So my thought is, how do you make that interesting, right? How do you make that fun? How do you make that, you know, different? Because we have to realize is that we can't just turn around and hope that they do, oh, Spyro 4, it's just, you know, the original Spyro Reignited gameplay with some tweaks and stuff. It's kind of like, no, we gotta think a little bit more outside the box than that. We gotta think, hey, you know, and Spyro has an ability that allows him to do a blink mid-flight, so that, you know, it just, like, you know, a quick, like, teleportation mid-flight or a dash mid-flight, right? So typically stuff that you would, you know, miss, if you're in mid-flight and then dash, you can make it. You know, that's just different enough, but interesting, right?
Hey, what's on the other side of that river?
Would you pay $1,000 to play Spyro 4 today? I think that I absolutely, well, with one proviso, I don't have to sign an NDA. That's it. That's my proviso. Would I spend $1,000 to play Spyro 4 today if I don't have to sign an NDA? Absolutely. That's an easy answer for me, because not only that, I would be able to make content about it and be able to talk about it. Be able to, like, hey guys, I can confirm Spyro 4 exists. Here's what it's called. Here's what it's called. Here's what the gameplay is like. Here's the you know, here's what I got. Here's what happened. Blah 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 blah. Right? I mean, that would be, yeah. That's an easy answer for me. Right? That's an easy answer for me, because I know that I would be able to make content on that and be able to try to make some of that money back.
You've reached the highest point in Clifftown. You can get to almost anywhere from here. If I were you, I'd use that whirlwind over there.
Of course I remember Trot, though. Right? So, would I pay $1,000? Yes, I would. I would do that. But also, the question is that, is it just me, or is there other people there? Right? Because that's, you know, that's where my business brain goes in. That's where my business brain kicks in. Because when for me, when I do YouTube, there is a business brain aspect to it in order for me to be able to do it full time, right? So if it was like, okay, pay $1,000 and you get the exclusive content for Spyro 4 early. Absolutely. Sure. No problem. But they're like, hey, you pay $1,000 and like 10 other people also get to do it. It's like, well, now it's like, well, now it's going to be like, right? Does that make sense? That's where my business brain comes in, and that's where I would adjust in that. Does it get ever irritating? Oh yeah, it gets irritating because you forget. You're like, I could have, totally got that if I had hover, but I don't. So, it happens. But yeah, that's just business hat YouTube. That's where it's like you do kind of have to do that, and people don't like hearing about business hat of YouTube, but there is a business hat, and you kind of have to figure it out. And if you don't figure it out, well, then you don't get to do YouTube full time anymore. That's and that's for that goes for every content creator. There is very few content creators that are just like, yeah, I do everything just by vibes. There are very few creators who have that luxury of being able to just be like, yeah. Oh yeah, no, Trondo looks great. He's got the knives and the blades and the things. Okay, so I'm going to head up here. I'm going to skip to the next level, and I'm going to take a quick break. Just going to stretch my legs, grab some water, ponder the universe for but a moment, and we'll get right back to it. Alright. I should be safe here. I don't have to pause so you guys can just chill with the music. So I will be right back. Just go to the bathroom real quick. Oh, struggling. Hey! Thank you, Elena, for the first donation of the stream. And it's a big donation. Elena donated $50, $50 through Super Chat. Thank you so much. First donation of the stream. $5 for Grandma. She's watching. Thoughts on revisiting multiple element breaths like Enter the Dragonfly, A Hero's Tale, and Legend Trilogy. Which elements would you pick, and how would you make them feel unique from each other? By the way, Mom and I's birthday's on May 2nd. Thank you so much. Okay. And you're throwing a whole video's essay's worth of a question at me. But it's a good question. It's a very good question. I don't know if I would necessarily want to bring back elemental breaths, but elemental abilities would be really cool. I think that Spyro being able to breathe fire is still a very fine and unique thing, but I also think it would be really cool if he had like the power of like electricity and it being like, he like zoop, he zips around, right? He's able to zip around and teleport and, jump all over the place. I think that would be really interesting. So I do think electricity would be cool. Ice, you kind of have to put ice, even though ice is a little bit boring for a fire-breathing dragon.
Wait until you grow big.
Water and ice is just like, oh, it's the complete opposite of fire. It's interesting, right? There are interesting things that can be done with it, but I think that there should be elements that are clearly defined as this is an offensive element, and then there are elements that are clearly defined as this is like a defensive or utility element. I also would really like to see Earth come back in some way. I love like the concept of like Earth breath and the even the concept of like restoration with it. I think that that's pretty cool. But also too, Earth breath in Legend of Spyro was absolutely busted, and it was hysterically busted. It was
Spyro,
comedically busted. And I was going back and watching some of my old Legend of Spyro streams, and I saw just how busted, how silly, and how over the top, just how silly and how over the top the Earth breath was in, and I always thought that that was funny. But I'm trying to think of what else. I think electricity and Earth would be fun to revisit. I also think combo elements would be fun, right? Like if you combine Earth and fire together, you get like magma, and I think that would be really cool.
Thank you for releasing me.
Where there's some sort of mechanic where it's like you make these big balls of magma because you combined fire and Earth together, and you get like this really cool concept. I think that that's pretty cool. Would they do that though? That might be entering the realm of it being kind of too complicated and putting too much in the salad. Oh yeah, the strategy in New Beginning is just throw all your experience into fire, and then when you max it out, don't touch anything, and then max out, and then right when you get Earth, max out Earth, and then proceed to just win the game. You just win, because it's just like, hi, Earth shotgun breath, chick bang, haha, you're dead. Thank you for the question. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. I am doing a video that I'm going to be briefly talking about some aspects, and I'm excited. And I'm excited to talk about it because it's going to be a different style of video. I'm going to be trying to do like a tier video, which is like, you know, you have like the pictures of the stuff and you have your tier list, and you basically just fill in the gaps, and you're like, oh, I put this in this tier and I put this in this tier, and you kind of, you know, and I haven't done a recording like that before, and I want to give it a try. And if that does well, I would, if that does well, I would do something like, I had another idea for ranking all the bosses. So I have a Malifor video that I just finished scripting. After that Malifor video is done, I have a few things cooking. And I'm excited to go over them. Gems. Hello? Hello? Oh, hi. Sorry. You come to rob the laundry. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I was here. I was like, who's down here? Who is that? All right, no problem. Awesome. You're calling him on a Saturday though? Okay. Yeah. Household food. Okay, she can sleep. Okay, make sure she has water, okay? Okay, good.
You've done well, Spyro. Some dragons thought you weren't ready, but I knew they were wrong.
I'm ready, all right.
Yeah.
Ready for what?
That's not how this works. I know you want to, but no.
No.
No, you can't just rip the teeth out just because. No.
Thanks for freeing me, Spyro. And now,
Yes.
where was I?
All right. Let's see some other skins, maybe. Power up or power down generators. Like, yeah. It's not bad. It's just, you know. But again, where's the pizzazz? You know? It needs a bit more than just that. It needs, like, hey, it also does this. Hold on. Ooh, boy, some people are gonna like this. He's so big and blocky. Let's go and do the flight level with him. Look how silly he looks. Minecraft Spyro, Minecraft Spyro. wonder if the custom animations work with this one. Ah, no. Let's try again. And make sure we're listening to the moderators too. I'm noticing the moderators having to deal specifically with something, so please, if we make sure that we listen to the moderators. This isn't targeted at everybody, but come on. I need to go that way. I've only done this too many times. Yeah, no. Oops. Also, there was some interesting stuff. Do I have plans beyond after Spyro 4? I mean, jeez. Let's get there first. No, I do though. But the funny thing is, I actually do. Once Spyro 4 comes out, I need to be able to get a lay of the land from there. Because the problem is that I need to know, hey, what's going on here, right? If you know, I've had thoughts in my mind. I've had thoughts. I've had scenarios. I've had, the thing that I think that I can, I don't want to say rest my laurels, but the one thing that I think that I can rest my hat on is that if Spyro 4 comes out, we're hitting 100K. Easy. Like that. I think that, like, I do think that that is not something that is an over exaggerated judgment. I think I can say that when Spyro 4 comes out, we're going to be hitting 100K. Whether that's leading up to the game, whether that's when the game launches, whether that's whatever, I believe that we're going to see the channel hit 100K. When we hit 100K, there is going to be there are some decisions that need to be made. And there need to be some ideas that need to be conducted. There's some ideas that need to be gone over. There need to be some logistics worked out. And, of course, once Spyro 4 starts to settle down in the hype after the game launches, I can then kind of decide what I need or want to do. Because it's going to be like, okay, now what, right? Because, yeah, there is going to be a now what. And hitting that 100K is something that is very important to me. Because hitting that 100K opens doors up. It opens up doors, it opens up opportunities, it opens things up to where it's going to be like, okay, now what am I going to do, right? What am I going to do now? Because I don't know. I don't know. I know that I'm currently writing a story. And sure, it might have a 1 in 100 chance of getting published, but hey, I think that there's, I wonder what's more likely to get a book, to get a manuscript published, or to go full-time on YouTube, right? Like, I've always taken the road less traveled. So I don't know if it's, you know, I don't know what it is, but the jobs that I've always taken have never been your typical jobs. I've always done jobs that makes people raise an eyebrow, like, oh, that's different. Rennie Johnson, our first Streamlabs donation of the stream, donated $20 through Streamlabs. About to head out to work. Just wanted to say hi and give a little before I go. That's a lot. Thank you. I don't know if you saw my comment from last stream. You did, but I can't find your Spyro 3 live streams after you got back from PAX. Thanks for being awesome and streaming our favorite game. Yeah, so there was something that popped up weird with the one stream, and then it also happened to the it also unlisted the other stream as well. So I do gotta fix those. The one is fine. The other one has a problem. I gotta fix the other one. Once I fix the other one, I will get it back to live. So thank you so much.
Dr. Shemp thinks he's
If it does
so
get published,
cool.
I want a signed
You don't know
copy.
what
I
it's
would
been
love to
like
be able to do
listening
that.
to him over and over. But I tell you one thing, he should watch his back.
I've always been somebody that's been wanting to write a book, and I have stories that have been on the back burner of things for years. I've designed different magic systems. I've designed different rules. I've world built a lot of worlds, and I always come to an end and I stop and I'm like, you know, I have a post-apocalyptic magic and sci-fi world. I have a sci-fi cybernetic world. I have an ancient magic world, and I am currently writing a artifact, weaponry, and pirate story. Right, so I have 4, and there's a 5th one in there too. There's a 5th one in there as well that that I can't quite remember. I have a manuscript all the way back, like you know, a 2 or 3 page manuscript, or 2 or 3 chapter manuscript, all the way back from high school, right? So I have a lot of film ideas and story ideas and things that I want to explore, and I have themes in every single one and questions that I explore in each one. And I've always been that type of person that starts a story, gets it plotted out in my head. I just remembered the one for a completely different one, a kind of not supernatural, but that one specifically has to do with werewolves, right? Like they're all different magic systems, and they're all different stories, and they're all different. Like, oh yeah, this could be a trilogy, this could be 6 books, this could be this could be that, this could be adapted to a video game. And I've always had stories I've been wanting to tell, and I always, either fall in love with it, or I get world builder's disease, where I sit there and I spend so much time building a world and don't actually write, and then or I start writing and it's all over the place, and I'm just, and I always stop. And this is the first time that I sat down and I've plotted out my story and my idea, and I'm like, okay, I know where I'm going, I know what each chapter is covering, and I know where I'm ending, and I know what plot points I'm going for, and I know the question that I want answered, and I know what I want my reader to feel like at certain moments. And I have the characters very clear in my mind as to what their struggles are and what their story arcs are.
I can't believe how fast you pop aboard for the Magic Crafters world if you're ready.
And you start from the beginning of your stories or from more current stories? So I'll tell you. Hey, Conky. Yes, the new update looks real good. I'll tell you where I start, and then I'll give you a recommendation for someone to listen to, because they were very inspiring for me to start really writing. And not just that, they also were, their books are also really good. So there's this author that actually, if things go well, you guys might be seeing very soon the next Lord of the Rings-esque series. His name is Brandon Sanderson, And Brandon Sanderson, most of his stories take place in one universe, but in different timelines and on different planets. It's called the Cosmere. And he has one of his very big books, one of his the books that kind of like put him on the map. His first book that got published was Elantris, but then his second book was Mistborn. And then he came up with 3 books for Mistborn, and they got signed by Mistborn got signed. Was it by Apple TV? Mistborn got signed by I think by Apple TV, but he's also doing a movie on his other story, which is the Stormlight Archive. Let's do we'll do Space Spyro. So anyway, his name is Brandon Sanderson. He's got a YouTube channel. He's very active on it too. Very cool guy, very funny, and he one of the things that he says that he starts is, how do I explain this? Here's how he explains it, because it's very similar to when he said something that I do. I felt very connected, like, yes, I do that. Is he asks, I want to do something cool. And what I envision to myself is I ask myself a question, and it's, what would be a really cool climactic scene? 7, I just remember another story concept that I had came up with years ago. I just remembered it too. So now we're on the story number 7. Is I come up with, how do I want the reader to feel at the end of this climactic moment, and what is the cool thing that I want, and why is it important? So let me make an example. I think of, let's do something really interesting. Let's do a practice. Okay. A moment that is very powerful. A father returns home from the military when his family thought he was dead, and even he thought he was going to die. And the daughter sees him for the first time. The whole world breaks. She breaks down and runs into his arms. The whole family is shocked, and they don't know what the deal is, and they're beyond happy, but they had a whole funeral and everything. Okay. So that moment of the daughter turning the corner and seeing her daddy alive and him back home safe. That's the climax. That's the climax of the book right there. That's the climax of the resolution. That's the payoff that people want to see. Okay. So let's take that moment. What happened before that? What happened before that? What happened before that? What happened before that? And where do you go backwards? You go backwards. You have an idea of where you start. You have your moment of the climax of, why is this emotionally relevant? And then you start planting seeds because you're like, okay, why is this emotionally relevant? Well, he died. Okay, well, how did that mix up happen? And you ask these questions, and then until you get back to your beginning, until you figure out, where do I start this story, right? And that's the archetype. That's the archetype of how I come up with my stories. Is I come up with, or I think of, hi Sammy, how's it going? Or I think of, so another idea that I had, and this is that one was a quick elevator pitch. The story that I was working on before this one that I had was called the temporarily named The Saga of the Earth King. That was the name of the temporary name. And the idea that I had that triggered the whole concept was, what if a mother who had a child lost that child, the child died, the question came from, what if there was a woman who was the strongest fighter in her entire clan, and the only thing she wanted to be was a mother? That was the idea. The idea was, what if you had the greatest fighter, the ultimate warrior who could thrash anyone on the field, man, woman, whatever. She'd thrash them, destroy them, obliterate them. And that was the last place she wanted to be. She wanted to be a mom. She wanted to rear children. She wanted to, and so that was the concept of my story, of the story before I got to this one, was what if the most deadliest warrior in the village and in the area and the most powerful known, and the only thing she wanted to do was to take care of her son. That's it. That was her dream. Where's the family dynamics in that? Where's the, the people that want to court her, or the people that want her to go out and hunt and fight? And then what happens when you take that child away? What happens? And then what happens if it was a vengeance mission, and by the end she doesn't get vengeance, but she gets a child to rear once more that is adopted? So it starts off, the story starts off as she's already this boss. She loses this child. She goes on a mission of vengeance, and at the end of the mission she doesn't get vengeance, but she's given a child once more to rear and raise. Right? So that was the concept of my last story. I'm not telling you the concept of this story yet, because I want to get it done first. So it was a story arc of what would this look like? What would what does this look like? Why is she like this? And because it's ironic, you would think that somebody who is naturally powerful and naturally strong and better than every person in the village, and that's the last place that she wanted to be. And she wanted to do something that is completely opposite of what she was naturally good at. And that's being rearing and taking care of a child, right? That was the concept. And then when you take that away, and that was going to be 3 character perspectives, which I realized was really difficult. Because it was in the point of view, she was basically the warrior in a post-apocalyptic world where magic returned.
When you see arrows like these, you can charge along with them to begin a supercharge.
Supercharge? Excellent.
Go ahead. Try it.
So the essential basis of that story was, hey, what would happen if the people today, like us, we discovered something and we woke something up and magic returned to the world, but in doing so it caused the apocalypse. And now magic is back, but the whole world was, torn apart and only like 20% of the population survived. That was the world. Right? And it was and magic had returned. Hey, Star!
This portal leads to a special place where you can learn to fly. I remember when I was a young dragon, earning my wings.
Learn to
fly. Got it. Right, so that's kind of like the origin of that whole story. But I haven't gotten rid of it. I do want to get back to writing it. but I decided to tackle something that I think is a little bit more interesting. Not interesting, but a little bit more easier. 49 days and counting. 49 days and counting. I know. Again, I'm kind of stuck in the... I think it's going to be Summer Game Fest. I think it's so... Hold on. Yeah, 49 days. I think it's going to be Summer Game Fest. That's what I'm betting on. If I was a betting man, which I'm not. I gotta sneeze again. Come on, don't do this. There we go. Excuse me. Also, letting you guys know, tomorrow is Daniel's birthday. Tomorrow, Daniel turns 2. So Daniel turns 2 tomorrow, which is wild. Yeah, I know, Caroline. He turns 2. And then in July, Jonathan turns 4. He's going to school this year. What do you mean? He just got here. He just got here. What do you mean he's 2? Bro, speedrunning birthdays. All my boys are born in like the spring and summer, so it's like, you know, they're age, and all of a sudden they bang 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 all age. It's like Daniel's born in April, Jonathan's born in July, David's born in June. Thank you, Caroline. I appreciate that. We're just doing something small. Just something small. It's what we can afford right now, and we're happy. You know, and we're happy. It's 2, you know. Ah, yeah, you're right. Spring and summer is the best time to have a birthday. I wouldn't know because mine's in the butthole of winter. January 11th. It's like, oh boy, you want to go out anywhere? No? Because it's Canada and it's January? No one wants, and it's after Christmas? Nobody wants to be out in January. It's like, good. Freezing my tuchus off, my favorite. My sister's birthday is on Sunday. Ooh, very close. I smack you. Why am I getting skippity boop booped? Who dares to skippity boop boop me? Aw, man, yay. Can I ask a question? Has anybody in chat bought something from Temu, and because you bought one thing from Temu, it's like, oh boy, 15 emails a day for life? Great. Awesome. Love it. Like, you buy one thing, just one, to try it out, and guess what? $15 emails a day for life. It's great.
Oh,
I love it.
You're not afraid of those big, noisy,
Not a victim of Temu. Good.
beasts, are you?
Of course not.
I just realized he has the guidebook.
I didn't think so.
Hey, yo, 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 whoa, 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 whoa. That's the guidebook to Avalar without the text.
Hi, Spyro.
I can recognize that book anywhere. I 3D printed it. Hold up. That's the book to Avalar.
You're not afraid of those big, noisy, gigantic, awful beasts, are you?
Of course not.
Oh, good. I didn't think so.
The game's been out for 8 years. 8 years. And I just clocked that. Game reusing assets. I would never believe this. 8 years. Like, good gravy. A game reusing assets. Never. Who would do such a thing? Who would do such a thing? In my video game, every asset is original and painstakingly made. It's like, uh-huh. Right. I can't believe I've been playing Leave so much and enjoying it. And like, how dare you enjoy it in the first place, Conky? That's it. I'm using your own term against you. You're fired. Why would a game reuse assets? I'm a mad Halo fan. Oh no. Oh no. Man, I love video games when they use all original assets. My favorite game is Call of Duty. Oh boy! Boy, do I have news for you! Fine, Conky, you're rehired for now. For now. Still can't believe they're making a COD movie. Did you see they did a logo reveal and it was the most, like, it was the equivalent of like a turd dropping in a bowl. Hold on a second. Let me pull it up. You ready? Oh, man. You're ready? Are you ready? Are you, because, man, I don't know. I don't know if you're ready. Hold on. You ready? Here we go. Ta-da! Like, that was their big reveal. First logo for the Call of Duty. Oh, brother. I did say it went over like a turd dropping in a toilet bowl. I was not kidding. I was not joking. Ta-da. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Oh, also, random sidebar that I don't know if I like this or not. Random, you know, come on, it's a CG stream. You guys know that there's going to be a sidebar real quick. Hold on a second. I have a question. How does everyone feel about this? Live action Fern Gully movie is in the works at Amazon. Hannah Vincent is kind of where I'm at right now. Marielle Heller, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, and Night Female Dog set to direct. Because, like, there's a lot to break down there. There's a lot to break down. I don't not only that, it was Tim Curry that was Hexus, right? I judging the last time that I saw Tim Curry, I don't think he's singing. His health is not great, of course. And I might be wrong. In saying that I don't foresee him being able to sing. And if he can, that would be great. But it's not going to, but let's go off the assumption that it's not going to be Tim Curry. And I don't know how you're not going to be able to do Toxic Love without Tim Curry. I don't know how you're going to do that. I'm sorry. So there's that. And then we're not done yet. Nay. We're not done yet because I don't get it. Oh, yeah, and yeah, how can I forget Batty? How can you do Batty without Robin Williams? My wife and I quote Batty at least once a week, okay? And then there's this. Charlie versus the Chocolate Factory, a new animated film starring Kit Connor and Taika Waititi is coming to Netflix. Willy Wonka has returned to his factory after years behind bars for the crime of turning a child into a blueberry. Determined to add a little sweetness to a bitter world, only one thing stands in his way: teenager Charlie and a new generation of rotten kids. No. And there's some people that were talking to me about this and defending this. They're like, oh, well, yeah, what would you think would happen to Willy Wonka if he turned a kid into a blueberry? I'm like, no, you don't get it. If you see this and you're like, yeah, this is fine, I don't think you quite understand the whole concept of Ronald Dahl and the whole point of Willy Wonka and the whole vibe of it. I don't. The whole point of Willy Wonka is that he is this magical being, nearly. This person who has wanted to be a heart of gold. And all of these things of these children, they're doing it to themselves. That's the point. Willy Wonka didn't turn anybody into a blueberry. He tells them, don't do this or else you'll get in trouble. And it's a bunch of kids who don't listen to their parents and are rotten. They don't listen and they go out and their actions equals consequences. That's the whole point. The whole point is you have a bunch of rotten children today that are terrible and don't listen to their parents, and their parents become passive and stupid, and then they become rotten, and then the only kid that makes it is a kid who's dirt poor, has nothing, and understands hard times, and understands that you have to be able to stand with your family and be with them and take care of them and love them, and then that's where you get your heart of gold from. And now this concept makes no sense. This idea doesn't add up. It doesn't work. Because now Charlie is a part of the rotten kids when he was literally poor. And then was given the chocolate factory. And now what this perpetuates is Charlie had a heart of gold until he got money. Now he's rotten like the rest of them. Like, all the lessons that were established and pushed and educated about in the first book, in the first movie, are just thrown out the door. Punted to the porch, punted outside, and urinates all over it and makes it a joke. It doesn't make it a parody. Make it a parody. Okay? Make it a parody where it's clear that it's deeply inspired by Willy Wonka, but don't make it Willy Wonka. Make it a parody. Make it a parody. Make it a joke on, hey, what if Willy Wonka actually existed and these things happened? Yes, of course, Willy Wonka would get arrested. Yes, we know this. We understand this. But the whole point and the whole joke is that it's a magical world. It's a different world. It's this bubble. It's a world that lives in a bubble. So why don't you make it a parody? Don't make it Willy Wonka. Make it something completely different, but make it be like, and ask the question for the developers, hey, what if the actual thing of Willy Wonka actually happened in the real world? Well, he would get arrested. Okay, don't call it Willy Wonka, but call it something else. Call it something completely different. Call it something different and go with a different story. And then literally when you're sitting there, say, hey, how did you come up with this idea? Well, we sat there and said, hey, what would happen if these things actually happened in the real life of Willy Wonka? Bam! There's your story, and then you build off of that. You don't turn around and say, hey, let's ruin Willy Wonka by bringing the real world in. That's not how that works. And when you do that, you change the genre, you change the pitch, you change the bubble, you change everything, and it doesn't work. I don't like it. Especially since I've been studying a lot more on story structure a lot recently. I've been doing it a lot, too much probably way too much. And no, this doesn't work. I don't like it. It doesn't respect the original IP. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. I don't like it. Okay? If they turn around and they call it Charlie and the First Year in the Factory or something like that, and they're like, hey, that's right, his last name is Charlie Bucket. You're right. Who is Charlie Paley? You're right, Jazz Fairy. You bring up a great point. Let me bring this back up again, because right when I was get back into it, but now I'm being pulled back in. Charlie Paley. It's not a... It's a bucket in a pail. What? I want to scream. I just want to scream. I just want to scream. Charlie Paley instead of Charlie. Chat, you're putting me... I'm being put into a rabbit hole and I'm searching it. Hang on. Why is he called Charlie Paley and not... Is it Bucket or Buckets? I can't read this whole post because it's on Threads. Unless it'll let me read it. But on Google is, who the heck is... Oh. Okay. So they're saying that it's a different Charlie, but they don't know. It's a different Charlie.
What do you mean it's a different Charlie? What? What do you mean it's a different Charlie? I said, what? What do you mean?
What? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean it's a different Charlie? How does that make sense? What do you mean? What do you mean? The new film will explore the aftermath of the Golden Ticket contest, with Wonka having served time in prison. I just read more of the synopsis according to this article, and I want to throw up. I'm going to read it. Okay, you all have to suffer with me, all of you. Sit and suffer. You ready? The new film will explore the aftermath of the Golden Ticket contest, with Wonka having served time in prison, and there's going to be a line that actually makes me want to scream, and I'm going to highlight it real quick. Waititi and Kit Connor are posed to star in the new animated Netflix adaptation of Roald Dahl's beloved trap. I thought it was Ronald Dahl. Is it Roald Dahl? Maybe I'm mishearing it. Beloved classic Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The upcoming production titled Charlie versus the Chocolate Factory draws inspiration. Draws inspiration. Draws inspiration? What do you mean draws inspiration? Anyway, well that's that. Well, let me put that in a box and scream about it later. Which famously follows Charlie Bucket's golden ticket win to tour Willy Wonka's eccentric confectionery empire. This contemporary. I hate this sentence. When someone says, "Oh, it's a contemporary reimagining," I want to contemporarily throw up. Okay. Only contemporarily, though. Okay. The contemporary reimagining is, this reimagining. Oh, great. Awesome. Can't wait. Transports the story to modern day London, delving into the aftermath of the golden ticket competition. In a significant twist, the film reveals Wonka has served a prison sentence for the unusual crime of transforming a child into a blueberry. Award-winning director and actor Waititi of the Wachuchu tribe, will voice Wonka himself, while Connor is cast as Charlie Paley, a new character leading a group of young people determined to infiltrate Wonka's factory and pilfer one of his coveted chocolate bars. New Zealander, who will also executive produce this film, said, "Our directors, Jared Stern and Elaine Bogan, have bold vision befitting this new adventure whilst remaining sympathetic to the legacy." No, you're not! "And I'm thrilled to play my part in bringing Willy Wonka to life in animated form. He's so special to me, and the opportunity to voice such an iconic, eccentric candy genius, if a little mischievous at times, is hugely exciting." Just give me a second. I'm calm. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm so good. I am so fine. So good. I can feel my blood pressure. I can hear my blood pressure. I'm not exaggerating. I can feel it. I can hear it. Oh! The film will be released next year with original songs and new characters while promising surprising returns. Surprising, eh? I have a question. I just have one question. And then we'll get back to our emotional support dragon. You ready for this? Cass says, "Charlie Paley, a new Wonka character leading a group of young people determined to infiltrate Wonka's factory and pilfer one of his coveted chocolate bars." Hey, Charlie Paley, I have a really, really good suggestion. Just a thought. Just a thought there, Paley. What if you went to the corner store and bought one? Whoa, man. Man, that's real difficult, man. Real hard. What an ignoramus concept.
Thank you for releasing me.
What? Like at first I was like, "Oh, this is bad," and then it got worse because one lovely viewer pointed out saying his last name is Bucket. I was like, "You're right, it is Bucket." Who's this? Who's Charlie Bailey? So you're telling me that Willy Wonka does a golden ticket competition, it falls apart, a child's turned into a blueberry, and Charlie Bucket, who was poor and had a bunch of people to feed, and they're probably now all dead because, you know, they probably all died of, I don't know, typhoid poisoning or something, okay? They all died. Mr. Bucket gets laid off from the toothpaste factory. And it just so happens that when he gets out of prison, Willy Wonka is being infiltrated by somebody else named Charlie Paley as well. And now it takes place in London now.
Spyro.
Yes.
If you keep this up, you'll
It takes place in London.
The tricks of the magic craft as well.
Yes. Yes. The manufacturing part of the world. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
Remember that these blue thieves have stolen eggs outside the Magic Crafter's world as well.
Don't worry, I'll take care of them.
And they wonder why no one's going to the movies anymore. Hey guys, why is no one wanting to watch our slop? Why is no one entertained by it? Why is us just destroying childhood dreams and memories? Why is no one buying it? Also, too, and this is wild, if you guys go on Twitter and you look at the replies for things, there are so many bots now, it's getting to the point of ludicrous, where now there are bots responding to people being fans of the content that's coming out. There's like, how can you say these things? And I'm like, bot. Like, hold on. I promise, last side, well, maybe not the last. No, I'm not going to say it's the last side. I'm not going to promise anything. In fact, I'm not promising anything. You got to deal with me. Hold on a second. So this was my comment. Yeah, okay. AI. This is AI. This is either the most chaotic sequel pitch ever or pure internet fan fiction at its finest. Bot. That's a bot. Yep. Bot. There's actually, if there's any fans, bot fans are being buried. But yeah, no, everything is just bots, 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 bots. Anything that's gone viral, it's like, wow. It's just nothing but bots, man. And it's so boring. It's like you get a reply and I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is made by a bot. Like, hello, humans. I am a human too. Are you human? I am human. It's like that joke from ASDF where like, yes, I am boy. Would you like to go skateboards with none of the funny parts? And I hate it, and there's words that you can catch. It's, you absolutely nailed. When I hear the oh, you nailed it, or this absolutely nails this, you know, what a great, you know, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. It makes me want to. It makes me want to dead. I hate it. I hate the AI language, and I can catch it. And I hate the. It's not a metaphor. It's a tragedy wrapped in a tortilla wrap or something. I don't know. It's the. Oh, you know, it's not this. It's this, right? It's not that. It's this, and then it's like. It is the most. It's just. It's the most. It's like I'm reading from the same person over and over again, and not in a good way. It's awful. It's awful. It's not good. It drives me bananas. Also, why would you want your bots to... like, if you had an AI that followed you all day, why would you want to respond like that? Wouldn't you want to respond with some character? Like, man, if I was forced to have an AI follow me all day, I'd make it sound like Bender from Futurama.
Please do something about these
or what's his name from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Can't remember his name right now. It's been years since I've seen that movie. But like, why would you want your AI to sound like that? Like, wow! And honestly, you nailed it. It sounds like I'm being belittled by like I'm being talked down to by an elementary school teacher. Make it super sassy. Like, make it something original. At least, like, have some flavor to talk to. Not like, oh, wow. It's like, why don't you just punch me 14 times in the face instead? That'd just be more entertaining.
Those bugs. When I become big and strong like you, I'll squash them all.
Until then, remember that supercharge makes you invincible.
Yeah, I think Spyro's eyes are slightly crossed. I think they're slightly crossed. So I basically dropped TikTok, which I might have to pick back up again, which I'm not looking forward to. I still use X because it's still a powerful platform, unfortunately, no matter how much I hate it, no matter how much everyone else hates it, and I admit it's terrible, it's still a powerful platform. And it sucks. It sucks. It blows, and I hate it.
With jumping
And the moment that I
really explore the high caves.
I used to have, what, 7? Here's the thing. I have YouTube, I have Twitter, I have Discord. What else do I have? I blue sky once in a blue moon. Didn't intend to make that connection. And then, trying to get back into Instagram, I have a hard time. I have such a hard time. And the worst part is with Instagram, I know that I could grow an audience there because I'll post one random thing and I'll net like 30 followers from it. It could be nothing. Like, it could be like, hey guys, potato, and I get like 30 followers from it. And I know that I could grow Instagram probably really easily. And maybe I'll try that at peak of Spyro 4. But good golly, it's hard. And the reason why is because when you're a content creator, you have big number go up when you deal business with brands. And you're like, hey, how many total followers do you have? And you have more numbers. It's like, wow, impressive. We'll work with you. Even though it's like, please, I begrudgingly don't want to post any more on those websites. Please, for the love of all that's good, please don't. Please, just don't. People will ask me like, yeah, can you post on TikTok, Instagram? There was a partnership that I was in talks with. It was a small company. It was for a microphone. I was like, sure, maybe I'll test them out. Like, yeah, so we want to post on this, and this. I was like, can I just do a post on Twitter and YouTube and call it a day? They're like, no, we really want these platforms and we're aiming for it. And I just said, I'm sorry, I can't. At that moment, I was like, I can't do it. I just can't. I just sit there and post on, different formats on, 14 different, I can't do it. And I'm like, look, I'm not the person for you. If that's what you think, if you want that, I don't got the energy. I don't got the inspiration. I don't got it. I don't got it. I'm sorry. I understand you're paying me $25. And I don't even know if I like the microphone yet. Just don't send it to me. just I'm like, just don't. Just don't. Because there was one time I got sent there was 2 times I got sent a free mic. One that I was like, you know what? I gotta say, I respect you for not promoting gambling. I'm sure some companies reached out to you promoting gambling before, right? Oh, yeah. And I responded once. Let me pull it up. I have the email somewhere. Let me find it real quick, and I'll read it to you. I'm not going to show you my email because there's things in there which not allowed to see. But everything from small things to big things, up things, down things, personal things. So, no. But let me find it. Let me find it. Do. Where is it? Let me check one more thing real quick. Because I kind of went off on this person. I went off on this person real bad. It was... So one person wanted me to do writing for they wanted me to do writing for iGaming. Let me see what else. Where is it? It is not. My thing is not ordering this properly. Why is it not ordering it properly? It should be ordering things properly, but it's not. Okay. Anyway, I can't find it. But I went off on this person. I was not happy. I was quite cross. I was not happy, and I just grilled into them. I was so mad that because the way that they worded it, they're like, so I went off on them because they sat there like, we've watched your content and we really think that you're a good fit for us and that your audience is a great fit for us. Here's what we want you to do. We want you to do a 2-hour live stream for $700. $700. A 2-hour live stream for me to play slots. And that all the money that I win on the slots I get to keep, and that they would give me a starting amount. So they would give me $700 American, a bunch of virtual coins, and if I actually won any money, I got to keep it to stream for 2 hours. $700. And I sent a lengthy message back. I was not happy. I was not courteous. I proceeded to show them my favorite finger and told them to never message me again. And that I think their business practices were scum of the earth. And that if they ever messaged me again, I would be livid. Oh, that's a cool effect. That's super cool. $700 American. And they said it can just be exclusive on Twitch. They said you don't need to stream on YouTube, it can just be exclusive on Twitch. And I sat there and I was like, $700 for me to, and I don't even have to pay for it. That's cool. Hey, by the by, never message me again. Absolutely, positively not. Like, no. No. So glad you know. Why would I? Why would I do that? Why would I sit there and potentially get one person hooked onto gambling? There are people who have dropped their whole lives for it. That they've sacrificed so much to go and gamble. Families ruined. Households literally, figuratively, and literally destroyed. And they sat there and they said, we've watched all your content and we think you're a perfect match. Really? Really, you watch my content and you think I'm a perfect match for you, do you? You really think so? You think a guy that's sitting here talking about nostalgic gaming and Spyro and Crash Bandicoot who's family friendly and tries his best to keep things as clean as he can, and you think that I am a good candidate to do slot machines? Okay. No, I very much lost my cool. And I was not happy about it. I'm like, absolutely, positively not. Not to mention, I think the amount of disrespect that the community would have towards me for doing that would just be, and as should, yeah. Well, yeah, because you would know by that point, okay, CG has lost his fundamentals, and CG has lost his bloody mind. Right, because you would know, okay, this, you know, we've clearly jumped the shark. CG has clearly jumped the shark. That, you know, just, I can't consciously do it. I can't. I can't do it. I can't sit there and attempt to get Jerp the Shirk. I can't sit there and do that. I can't. And if you are one who loves slots and goes to casinos a lot and you have it under control, good for you. But I also think that it's even people who are regular casino goers and regular gamblers can understand that there is clearly an addiction and clearly a problem and error that comes with it.
Welcome to Wizard Peak. This is my favorite supercharged spot. Use it to bash those wizards.
Yeah, you know, and some creators are short-sighted. They hit the 40, 50,000 subscribers, and someone approaches them and says, "Hey, you want to do some slots? We'll pay you $700." And it's like, wow, when you're at 50,000 subs and you're getting paid $700 just to play slots, and you don't even have to spend anything, right? You're like, wow, yeah, sure, let's do it. And then all they need to do is get 2 or 3 people hooked. That's it. That's all they need to do is get 2 or 3 people hooked. and they make that and they make that $700 back tenfold, and that's what's disgusting. Because they only need to hook 1 or 2 people. That's it. 1 or 2. They don't need to hook many. They don't need you to hook many. They don't need it. They're paying $1,000 to get someone to drain their bank account every month. They've made their money. They get their money back. Now the real scam would be for you to turn around, make a second channel that's unlisted to your regular viewers, and your regular viewers can't watch it. And then you make a live stream that only can be accessed via a link. But you took some of that money that you got from them and you bought your own stream. You bought your own stream unlisted to make it look like 100 people are watching and nobody is watching. And then when the stream is over, you delete the stream and nobody was watching at all and they don't get 1 customer hooked. I'm joking, by the way, but you get my point.
Well done, Spyro.
Thank you for releasing me. Ow. What's my favorite game? Well, it's a complicated question. Spyro is definitely one of them. Crash is definitely one of them. I go through modes where I'm like, oh, I'm really into this game, or I'm really into this game.
Listen carefully, Spyro. There's a secret area in the artisan's home world near the waterfall. Try jumping on the stones there.
Artisan's home world? Waterfall. Sounds good.
Then there are things that I have been, obsessed about, and there are things that I have been in and out about. I think the thing that I have been pretty much, that's always been there since the beginning for me when it comes to a favorite IP, Pokemon is up there. Pokemon is up there. Pokemon is up there for, like, I've played nearly every Pokemon game. I love Pokemon to death. I love Spyro. I love Crash. I love Warcraft. I'm very much a broad spectrumed player. I like League of Legends. I like Warcraft 3. I like World of Warcraft. I like Spyro, Crash, CPR. When I was a kid, I really enjoyed the custom games in Warcraft. I'm a very, and then again, Pokemon, I have a very broad palette when it comes to games. I loved Halo. I used to play Halo all the time. So whenever someone asks me what my favorite game is, it's hard for me to answer. Genuinely, it's hard for me to answer because there are different games. I had a moment where I was playing a lot of Kingdom Hearts. I've had moments where I've played Final Fantasy. I used to enjoy the older Call of Duties, genuinely. Like, and that's not, and I say that proudly because I thought they were genuinely fun. And I still, if they turned around and said, "Hey, we brought the multiplayer back for these games and not the hacked lobbies that exist now," I would probably try them out and play them. If they turned around and said, "Hey, we brought back the lobbies for the first Black Ops game," I'd be like, "Well, I'm picking that back up," right? I really enjoyed the Spider-Man games, Insomniac's Spider-Man games. It's, yeah, OG Modern Warfare 1 to yeah, Black Ops 2 was the best COD era. I 100% agree. Modern Warfare 3 is one thing. I was like, this is weird. And I think it was Black Ops 3 that I was like, okay. I think Black Ops 3 was okay. I can't remember. They all blur together. I remember getting Black Ops 4 and never opening it, and that was the last Black Ops game. That was the last Call of Duty game that I bought for myself. I did get the newer Black Ops, but that was gifted to me by Activision, which was fine. It was fine, but again, because I started on Modern Warfare 2. And that's where I started, and then I called it quits. I think after Modern Warfare, Black Ops 3. I think that was I think my last game. I remember not picking up the Advanced Warfare. I was like, no. Ghosts also wasn't great. I remember Ghosts, not being a fan of Ghosts. Call it a Ghost. That was not great. Yeah, so, you know, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, first-person shooters are bad. No, because I used to play them. I used to play a lot of games. Like I said, my taste in games is very broad. So, I have a hard time answering that question because I am all over the place. I have favorites. So if you were to sit there and be like, okay, CG, a favorite in each genre, that would make my life a lot easier. Because then I'd be like, oh, okay. Because I think I have genuinely played and genuinely have a favorite in every genre. Right?
Thanks for releasing me, Spyro. You have no idea how long I've been trapped in Crystal. And, neither do I. Who are you again?
I'm out of here.
I like fighting games. I like some sports games. I like, some sports games. I like JRPGs. I enjoy creature collectibles. I enjoy. I had a Persona kick for a while. The only reason why I stopped is because of how long it took to beat the game. I really enjoyed Persona. I was a huge fan of Dragon Age for a long time. I still would say I'm a Dragon Age fan, though I haven't played the newest game. But I enjoyed Dragon Age very much. I think the last one I played was Inquisition. Oh, I had a Digimon kick for a bit there too. I still do. I still enjoyed, like, I was playing the Digimon games. That was a lot of fun. So I'm a very generalist gamer, which is weird. Because typically, the only things that I don't play are horror games. I don't play horror games, and that's just my... I don't mind thrillers. That's fine. I'm okay with thrillers. But games that are intentionally to scare you. I can do sci-fi horror. I can kind of like Alien versus Predator type stuff. I can do kind of like, you know, spooky sci-fi.
Would you like to go?
But beyond that, nah, that's the one thing I don't really play. I don't really play, even on my free time, I don't play horror games. And that's just me. Oh, I've been playing Slay the Spire. Yeah, no Resident Evil. No Resident Evil. I've been playing Slay the Spire. I love card games, too. I love card games. See, I'm weird. I'm weird. I love card games as well. So I've been playing Slay the Spire. I used to play Hearthstone a lot when it was really good. I used to play Marvel Snap. Like I said, I started Metroid Dread, never finished it. So I don't have an opinion on Metroid Dread.
Nasty Nork is turning our swamp into an electrified keep. And it used to be so beautiful.
I'm sure it was.
Oh, also, like, so, for example, I also am not a fan of, like, I'm typically not a fan of, like, open world, like, crafting games like Minecraft. I'm not a fan of Minecraft. Not a fan of Minecraft, that's just me. I can't get into it. I don't know what it is. I just can't. I have a really hard time getting into Minecraft. Always did. I wanted to see. I like Control. I haven't finished it yet, but I like games like Control, like that kind of sci-fi horror. That's cool to me because it's not really horror. It's like a 70s thriller almost, and that's cool. Control. I always loved the theme of Control. I want to get back and finish that game. That game is really good. Any updates on the merch store? Right now, nothing, because I can't ship things out without it being complicated. Or I can't ship things out without people getting tariffed to death. Because right now, if anybody were to buy anything from me, they would get hit with tariffs at the door, and I don't want that experience for people. And also, not just that, I have to increase my shipping costs to a point where it's like not affordable anymore. So people would have to pay more in tariffs, and they have to pay higher in shipping. And then I also have to increase the cost of material, because the cost of material has gone up since the tariffs. And I'm just like, if I open this store, people are going to not be happy with the new prices. And I don't know how to be able. So in my brain, I have essentially, for now, mentally placed my store on leave until I can. I might reopen it. I might reopen it for Spyro 4. I might. I might reopen it for Spyro 4. Maybe. We'll see. One sec. I gotta grab a drink, and I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. So I'll be back. If I'm gone for long enough, we might just hop into Q&R. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, my body! Existence is pain, Jerry. Hey! We got a $25 donation from Sean. We love you, Sean. First of a train, maybe. Heyo, I had a rough week this week. I'm sorry. Spyro makes me feel better. This game came across my feed, and I'm not sure if you see it. It's called Dusk Fade. It's being compared to Ratchet, Jack, and Kingdom Hearts. I have had my eye on Dusk Fade for a little bit. I've had my eye on Dusk Fade since I saw it, like a preview of it or a prototype of it, a year and a half or 2 years ago, and then I actively started keeping my eye on it a year ago. And every time I see it, I go, man, I gotta make a video about that. And then I don't, and I get distracted, and I got other things I gotta do, and then I get busy, and then I sit there and I'm like, man, what video do I do? And then I forget about it, and then I start doing another video, and then while I'm midway through that video, another video comes to mind, and then I remember Dusk Fade, and I'm like, oh, I gotta do a video about that, and we just keep repeating the cycle. So, I am interested in Dusk Fade. I want to try that because there is a demo on Steam, and I believe I downloaded it. I'm like, I'm going to be proactive and download this and play it afterwards. And then I didn't because I am apparently not proactive. I am easily distractible and also very busy. So when you put a distractible, busy person in the position of me right now, it's you get what you get, kind of. It's kind of, you get what you kind of get. That's so.
I feel maybe.
But that do be my problem. That do be my problem. I get very distracted, very easily, and I also get nervous to make newer content because I get nervous that it's going to perform poorly. And I know me, when a video performs poorly, it's just like, that's great. It's the end of the world, even though I know it's not the end of the world. It's like, great. I'm the, I feel like it, even though I know it's not, and I know that it's not that bad. We're working on a project that was due 3 days ago, but I was busy doing taxes. Yeah, I'm kind of in a similar spot. I'm going to be doing taxes soon too. I have been slightly being, sliding, pushing that away, like taxes. Like, because doing taxes as a YouTuber is like stepping on wanting to step on nails and rakes at the same time. It's not fun. It's not fun because I do my own taxes and I just apply at the end and just smile and be like, yay. But yeah, I do my own taxes, and it saves me a lot of money, but it takes a lot of time too. And I hate it. I hate it. But I'm going to be trying to see if I can make it easier on myself this year. I'm going to try. Bonk. There we go. Do 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 do. try to rip through this level as much as we can, and then we're gonna go to Kerner.
Watch out, Spyro. The Norks in these pods have discovered the power of electricity, and it really stings.
How many times have I played the Spyro Reignited trilogy? Probably too much. I probably finished a total playthrough of Spyro Reignited. I will say that I do a full playthrough of the entire trilogy, probably at least 3 times a year, maybe. Because you have the pack streams, that's 1. Then we occasionally do. Then we have Spyro Community Day, that's 2. And then we have the playing it throughout the year. So I'll say 3 to 4 times I finished the Reignited trilogy, about 3 to 4 times a year. So since it's been 8 years since it's come out, so we do 8 times 4. So probably close to 64 times, maybe around there. I haven't 100% of the game 64 times. I probably 100% did like a full 100% run. Probably 5 or 6 times at least. I mean, I love me some Spyro. And I'm gonna be playing more Spyro next year, and I think I'm gonna be doing a like a restart playthrough of Spyro. I think that we're going to be doing. I think we're going to be doing like a 12-hour. We'll probably do a 12-hour Spyro stream so on June 9th, I'm doing a 12-hour live stream, and that title is yet to be determined. I will explain later, but I'm doing a 12-hour stream on June 9th. And then I would like to do another 12-hour stream just to celebrate Spyro 4 being announced in the first place. So I gotta take a look at that. It doesn't Spyro. Hold on. The Crash Bandicoot games are officially dead? Of course not. No. Have you seen any of my recent videos? No. Absolutely not. 100% not. I gotta see where the dates land this year. Is that a Friday? Okay. So, oh boy, I'm really gonna be in it. So I think that we do if Spyro is announced at Summer Game Fest, if it's announced, we do a 12-hour stream the following day on the Saturday as a celebration. So yeah, I think that would be the idea. Would be on the so if Spyro is announced, then the next day we would do like a 12-hour celebration.
Good job, Spyro. One day you'll be able to tell all the.
And then I'm doing a 12-hour stream on Tuesday.
Sure.
There's going to be a lot of streaming in June.
Get out of this swamp.
So I'm going to be figuring some things out. There's some things that I'm going to have to be figuring out and planning for. And that's if Spyro's announced then. That's if Spyro's announced then, right? So I mean, yes. Okay. Okay. I understand. I don't want to get annoyed on this because it is a genuine criticism, but I've been hearing it for a while, and even some close personal friends of mine were saying it, and it is getting a little bit on my nerves, just a little bit. And let me explain. Yes, I understand we already have a Spyro 4 Enter the Dragonfly. I get it. I understand that is the 4th Spyro entry, okay? So why do you think it's called Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time? Even though Wrath of Cortex is technically the 4th Crash Bandicoot. Okay? The whole concept is that Wrath of Cortex didn't perform as well as everybody had hoped. It wasn't the best Crash Bandicoot game. I'm not going to say it was a terrible Crash Bandicoot game. It wasn't the best Crash Bandicoot game. And it was kind of taken as like, okay, this is the actual Crash Bandicoot 4. This is the 4 that the series deserves when it comes to marketing these games, okay? Now, because Toys for Bob did that, and they're following the exact same pattern for Spyro, we call it Spyro 4 temporarily because that is what we're seeing Spyro 4 as. So when I hear someone say, oh, well, we already have a Spyro 4, why are you calling it that? Okay, you know what I mean. It's the, you know what I mean. I understand it. We're mimicking the progress that Crash Bandicoot did. We're mimicking that because they are sister franchises, and because they're sister franchises, it's like, okay, one is going to apply to the other typically. So yeah, that's why we call it Spyro 4. And when it comes out, I even been saying that they might even drop the 4, right? They might even drop the 4. The 4 might not even stick around. It might be called something completely different, and that would be fine too. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with it personally. That's just me. So, yeah, it's his eyes right now are kind of set to, I guess, Conky has said that they're set to the T-pose mode, which is not the regular mode. So that's why we have mods. The mods are causing that. All right. Ladies and gents, I'm going to set the timer for 15 minutes. And we're going to go to Q&R. So if you guys got any questions about anything, I will try my best to answer. So, yeah. About time is a soft reset to the franchise. The OG 3 million games are the main canon, and everything else is a standalone. Kind of, yes. So there's been talk that, and I don't know how to feel about it because, some people suggest that actually, is that like, oh, does Wrath of Cortex still happen? But I don't know. Let me see here. What would happen to an IP if it's merch but no new content, like what some brothers have been trying to argue with you, CGE man? It's not just merch. It's not just merch. It's not merch. It's not just merch. It's more than that. It's not just merch. I know a lot of people want to say it is, but it's not. What do you think of the Crash 4 Uka Uka ending? I think it's hilarious because it just shows that Cortex will never escape. He will never get his relaxation. As soon as like, yes, I finally get to relax. Shows up. It's like, oh no. Have a good night, Conky. Favorite PC game as a child? Oh, that's easy. Warcraft 3. Simple. I played that game to death. I would just in my childhood, I would just play Warcraft 3. What's it called? Teenage years, it would be either Warcraft or League of Legends, but I gotta give the Warcraft 3. As fan of Crunch Bandicoot, I think Wrath of Cortex deserves a chance to be remade by making it better. I don't think so. I don't think it being remade like Crash, like the other Crash games. I think maybe I don't even know if you want that game ported because of it being a little bit of a broken mess. It's not a horrible game, but it's not a great game. It's definitely not great. But I do like Crunch. I love Crunch, actually. I think Crunch is a really good idea, and I think Crunch being introduced back into the franchise and them kind of doing a Wrath of Cortex take 2 where they find a new way to introduce Crunch and they figure some things out. I think that would be cool. I think that would be really interesting. But I think remaking and then having like inspirations from Wrath of Cortex in terms of like maybe some level themes or whatnot brought back, sure. But in terms of that, no, I don't think so. My teenage game was Star Wars Battlefront 2. I played that game to death. Yeah, I played a lot of League when I was a teenager. A lot of League, and in college too. I used to play a lot of Heroes of the Storm too, but did you hear that there's rumors that this year's Call of Duty won't be on Xbox Game Pass? If that were to happen, then we have our answer to. We're gonna see again. I'm gonna say it again. I said it last year. You can find it on. You can find it. You can see it. I said it live on stream, and I typically hold to my. I typically hold to my opinions, unless new information comes forward. But I said it once, and I'll say it again. I said that when they broke the news that Call of Duty was coming to Game Pass, I said, this is the litmus test for the entire industry. I said, here it is right here. Here it is. Can we survive a games as a service with and put Call of Duty on Game Pass, one of the biggest mega franchises that ships millions of copies per quarter? Millions. That's not an exaggeration. They were upset that they only sold $175 million on the opening weekend for Call of Duty. They were upset. They're like, that's a little low. $175 million. And they were like, Hope to cross. Hey, if you hope to cross path again, subscribe, because I stream every Thursday, Friday. So hopefully you come on back, and we also do the game shows too. So yeah, I said that it was going to be the litmus test, and if it bombed, we would know, and we would see, oh no, this is not going to work. And if they put it back on Game Pass again, okay. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's good. Maybe we're good. But if they don't, if they make it a big box sale, oh no. Game Pass is in trouble, at least in that. Spyro 4 leads into a new trilogy. Please, would you want to see TFB expand on Spyro's abilities? Examples: larger wings for longer glide, bigger flames, stronger charge, 400% rewards. Absolutely yes. No, I think that all of the above. I think that that's really fun. I think that's really interesting. I think that there's a lot to be able to explore, but there's so much to explore and to make sure that you don't break it. I want them to, the new Spyro that they make is for it to be able to be the core foundation, to be new but not too new, but also expansive. And that's why I said when it came to combat, I think when it comes to combat, don't worry, Kari, I get it. When it comes to combat, I do not pity the person who is behind it and coming up with it, because I genuinely think that that is going to make or break the game, and I genuinely believe that a lot of people are either going to love it or they're going to hate it. And it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be like, oh man, it's going to be close. Like it's going to be close. What's your thoughts on Nintendo? Oh, hold on. So I asked you, it's probably gonna be a big brother to a younger dragon. What do you think? There is, actually, it's funny that you say that, because it is funny. Funny enough, me and my dad sometimes bounce off ideas, and that's wild. My dad's in his 60s. Okay, my dad's in his 60s, and we've bounced video ideas off of each other once in a while, and we've bounced Spyro game themes off of each other, and he actually pitched the idea of there being a small, like, the reason why Spyro goes on the adventure is because that one of the small dragons from the Year of the Dragon falls into the portal by accident, and it's this portal that leads to somewhere dangerous, and Spyro goes after him and chases after him, and it's kind of like a big brother type of thing where he's chasing after a younger, littler dragon that got lost, and he's got to go and get him, and there's this, whole adventure. So we'll see. And that was my dad's idea, so I'm not against it. Again, I'm up for good ideas, but I wouldn't want the little character to be treated as just a prop, like, hey, they're the whole reason and there's nothing else to them other than Spyro goes to save them, right? It'd be nice to have a little bit more than that. What's your thoughts on Nintendo sending out fake information to leakers? I think that's funny. I think that's cool. I have a mixed thoughts and relationship when it comes to leaks, because you could say what I did about Spyro was a leak, and yes, I can see that as well. But I also think that there is a difference between, let me give you an example. I'm not a fan of Pokemon leaks. You want to know why? I know Pokemon's going to be coming back. I know it. Like, it's Pokemon, right? It's like whoop-de-doo. Fortnite leaks. It's Fortnite. You know that there's going to be content coming, right? And so what I like are the just title head leaks. Hey, there's a new Halo coming. That's all I want to hear. I don't want to hear the story. I don't want to hear the development. I don't want to hear who's making it. I don't want to hear any of that. I don't want to hear any of it. Just tell me the title. And I'm happy with that. And I'm happy with that, right? I think those are the leaks that I'm okay with. Where it's just the title. That's it. We just, hey. So Nintendo saying out fake leaks, if that is true, is kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Not gonna lie. I mean, I will admit, if I was in that position, I would absolutely lose and be angry about it, especially if it was something that I was really looking forward to. If they're like, oh yeah, we're bringing back a remake of Ocarina of Time, and then it's like, oh my gosh, I'm super excited, and then it's not that. I would be pretty mad, right? I would be really, really disgruntled about that, right? But if they're just like, see, yeah, I don't know. I have mixed thoughts about it. So, all right, I got 1 minute left. If you could buy only a PlayStation, a Nintendo console, or Xbox console for the rest of time and no other console line, what would you pick? Ooh, that is tough. I'm going to cheat. No, I'm not going to cheat. I think I would have to pick PlayStation. I would have to go with PlayStation. I think that's it. I think it's going to have to be the PlayStation. There's a good argument for the Switch, right? And there's even a professional argument for Xbox, but I think I would have to go PlayStation. I'd have to. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time I have for tonight. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. We'll be back next week. If things go well, we could have two videos next week. If things go well, we'll see. So, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video and our live stream. Time for the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye.